These are legible, big and ascending signatures. Yeah, everyone. Every person who is honest and successful. Very rare combination. Honest and successful, very rare combination. So, honest means legibility and successful means big and going up. So, these people definitely have more bank balance than you and me. Okay. But the mindset is such that they are not really scared about somebody duplicating, because there is a lot of trust, there is a lot of hope, and there are, the lifestyle is very simple and there is a lot of vision. If the signature is clear, if the handwriting is clear, if the person believes in long-term vision, rather than focusing on the struggles, he have a vision. So one use is definitely for understanding self. Second is children, which I told you. Third is aptitude. Aptitude means your handwriting can tell you about your basic aptitude. See, everybody is sent here for some purpose. Okay? But we send our children into areas where there is a lot of scope, rather than what is the person's calling in life. Okay? I did 10 years of my corporate job as a computer engineer. Okay? Because that is the thing I thought was having a lot of scope. And my friends went, so I also joined the gang and I did my engineering, went for a corporate job and did the job for 10 years. But then I understood that, even being successful as a employee, I was not getting that satisfaction what the job should give. Because your basic aptitude is something else. My basic aptitude is psychology and human behaviors. So if our children tell us that I want to become a painter, I doubt how many parents will really encourage that child. Okay, or somebody says I want to be a potter, I have to do research in pottery. So this handwriting can also tell you your aptitude. So you can tune your career to your aptitude. Now, so when I'm working now, I'm actually doing my hobby. And my hobbies become my work. So that is the real growth. What I'm trying to tell you is, there are certain people who write like this. There are certain people who write like this. There are certain people who write like this. Let's call this game. Let's see. Now, if you understand body language, okay. If you're sitting across a table and you're doing an interested conversation, how will be your body language? Will it be bending forward or will it be like behind? Like suppose you are selling a concept to somebody, or you are interested in something very, like you are always like, okay, tell me more. You're bending forward. There is a phrase which is on the edge of the chair or edge of the seat. Because you're excited, you're bending forward, you're forward. So when a person writes like this, the body language is forward. So these people are more expressive. Okay. When you're interested in something, you change your body language, right? So when you're writing like this, that means your interest in communication is higher. Now if I'm talking something, it's making sense to you. And the moment I start, not making sense, you will withdraw from the conversation. And what will happen to your body language? It will go back. Relax. Now I am not a part of this, so I am going back. So people who write like this are people who withdraw. Okay, not really expressive about what they feel or what they want to say. And then there are people who are writing straight. These are people who are extremely practical. This is A.
Yeah.
Leaning forward.
What does it say?
Expressive, interested. Like when you're watching a movie, you're on the edge of the seat, right? You're interested. How we watch cricket and football matches? You're almost into the TV, right? Because you're bending forward. You're interested. That talk is interesting.
Inquisitive also.
Inquisitive also, right? Want to be a part of this. But when you go to when you go to a person and you want to ask something what the person does not want to give you, then the body language is withdrawn. When you don't want to listen to a person, what do? We relax in the chair. Okay, withdraw. And then these are people who are like straight, like a security guard how does the security guard stand? It stands straight, right? In spite of what is happening behind him. It could be a marriage or it could be, something else. It could be good or it could be bad. This person has decided not to get involved in the emotions. Okay, a security guard has decided not to get involved in the emotions, to be straight upright and having logic on all the time. Okay. So if you want to get into the marketing field, what kind of handwriting a person should have? But a person whose job is to talk to people 8 hours a day, what kind of handwriting should he have? A? Right. But like you said, C also, Why? Because we think when we talk, if a person talks well, he is good in communication skills. Is it right or wrong? If a person is good in talking, he has good communication skills. That is what we feel.
That may not be true.
That is never true, because communication is talking and listening balanced. Okay, if I talk to you and I don't allow you to talk and don't listen then I don't have good communication skills. So then balance is really required.
In fact, listening is most important.
Listening is more important. Like people say it's like 60-40 or maybe 80-20. 80% of the time you can just listen and then you can communicate. The balance is really required. This is more logical. This could be ability to communicate. So it could be a trainer maybe, or it could be a politician maybe, or it could be anybody who has to just deliver a talk and come back. But when you have to discuss or when you have to understand customer service, those kind of areas, then we need a balanced approach. We need to listen more. These are the people who will believe more into back-end work cultures. People who don't want to face people, who would like to be behind the scenes. People who will be preferring more to be with their own self, sitting quiet and planning and all those kind of things. So this
more authoritative.
More authoritative, yes, but they are not really comfortable meeting people. That is the more exact criteria, I would say.
Is it the D type of people, lone worker, or working on their own?
Working on their own.
Own means maybe in the team, but given a task, they will do their task.
Yeah, I would say they put 100% only when they are not bothered much. Okay, they would like to have their own space when they are.
Maybe research kind of.
Yeah. But as a child, if a child has this kind of handwriting, that is suppression of emotions. Okay, a child is never born with reserved attitude. So if a 5-year-old child or a 6-year-old child or a 10-year-old child also has this kind of handwriting, that is definitely suppression. It shows a lot about the atmosphere, the domination, upbringing also. Yeah. So he is not allowed to express much. That definitely shows. And this can lead to chronic disease and everything which is submerged or everything which is repressed will come out in forms of diseases. Personality problems, psychological disorders, it will come out to all that. I think we can start taking questions, but I know you all have questions.
The handwriting could be mixed also. You'll find some people having all these three characters.
This is actually the signature of the actress, Rekha. And she has all 3 slants. Now these people will not have a problem. Sometimes they'll be expressive, sometimes they'll not be expressive. Sometimes they'll be logical, sometimes they'll be not logical. Some days they'll be extrovert, some days they'll be introvert. So they don't have a problem because they are behaving the way they want. Who will have a problem? People staying around them will have a problem. Okay? Because these are extremely unpredictable people. Lot of mood swings, not able to get along with people. So then the name says everything, right?
So, but if a person is having a 4-letter